Bam, we're live. I forgot to put myself on. I had to go live button and then didn't put myself up. No goo in the hair this morning. I looked in the mirror and said, damn, you look good without goo. Will Sevan have his headphones turned on this morning? Oh, nope, I don't. Thank you. You now officially work for the show. Headphones are on. Great question. I'm guessing today's pee break is at 1:14 into the show. That is when I will have to pee. Thank you, man. You're really laying out the outline for the show. Guys, listen. I have a friend. He was making $250,000 a year setting tables at hotels in the city. That's what he's done. He's done it for like 20 years. It's him, a bunch of Filipino dudes, gay Filipino dudes, and hardworking Mexicans. And they go from all the hotels in the city, the big baller hotels, Omni, St. Regis, Ritz-Carlton, et cetera, Four Seasons. And they set tables there. I'm oversimplifying it. They have a fancy name like Banquet, blah, 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 blah. And my friend's been there like 20 years working there. And all the dudes who do his job are hustlers. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are dudes who send their money back to their home countries, right? When you tax rich people, they stop going to those hotels. And the people he serves on the regular are people like Dave Chappelle, Obama, Al Gore, people like that. And basically what he does is those people will have a meeting. They'll go up to the, 30th floor of the St. Regis in San Francisco, and they'll have a room set up with coffee. The coffee pots are like $500 a pot for a pot of coffee. They'll get 4 pots of coffee for $2,000. My friend will make, 10% of that, $200 in like 45 minutes, just setting it, pouring the coffee, and then moving on to the next event. And he does that, and it's a tough job. Basically no one can afford to live in the city, so you got to travel in an hour and a half. You got to be there at 4 a.m, and you keep weird hours, but it makes great money, right? And in the beginning, you don't make that kind of money doing that job, but you're there 20 years and you do. Recently, he got this cool thing. He's been with the Marriott for 25 years or something, and so he got this thing that basically he can stay at any Marriott in the world for free as long as he keeps his job there. When you tax rich people, good morning, Justin. When you tax rich people, that money, those people stop spending that money in those hotels. And you give it to whoever. Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. You pay their wages. Do you trust me to spend that money? Or do you want to give it to those guys to spend the money? That's all I'm asking you. That's all I'm asking you. Who do you want to spend your money? When I lost my job, I got rid of my nanny, my gardener, and I stopped going to the Mexican restaurant. When you take money from rich people, they just stop spending it on you. When I mean you, I mean anyone who makes $1 million or less a year. Hi, good morning, Justin. I know you don't do religion or politics. I had to get it out of the way early.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't really talk about it. It's so divisive,
I hear you.
Like I tell you, people get like I do religion and politics, right? I have my own opinions, right?
Yes.
But I tell you, once you start letting those feelings be known, boy, I tell you, people will come at you. Like I have never judged anybody over their religion or their politics. I'm like, yeah, everybody's different, But boy, I tell you what, a lot of people do.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
What if I told you? We're really good. By the way, before we start, there have been some fucking amazing one-liners in the world. But fuck the one-liners. The delivery of one-liners and the timing is everything. There was a lady back when I was a kid. How old are you, Justin?
38.
Okay, there was a lady, I think she's a little before your time. She had a Wendy's commercial, and she would say, "Where's the beef?" Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, you people do not know what viral is. If you were not around when this lady was around, you don't know shit about viral. Yep. And she didn't have any social media. She would come on and she would say, "Where's the beef?" And I'm telling you, everyone on the planet said him. Justin's, he's the guy, man. He is the guy.
Thank you.
And I don't know shit about TikTok. I'm an Instagram guy, but today we're going to learn about comedy, creativity, what it's like to serve in the U.S. military, and a guy who's just killing it. In my opinion, making the world a better place 20 seconds at a time.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, it means a lot coming from you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliments.
And I wish my wife understood that I make her feel better 20 seconds at a time, but for some reason she's greedy. She wants more. She wants 40 seconds and shit.
Mine's only getting 20 seconds.
Yeah,
So
you get 20 seconds, babe.
enjoy it while it lasts, because it ain't gonna last long.
Honey, I give TikTok 16 seconds and the fucking place goes crazy. I have 3 million followers. I give you 32 seconds and you're fucking complaining. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. You got to be efficient, you know.
Let's say I was a Nazi. Let's say I was a socialist, right?
Okay.
I belonged to Hitler's socialist Nazi party, and I really liked him, and I thought everything was really cool, and I thought it was the best thing for the world and the environment. And, you know, Hitler was really against cancer and into organic foods and all that. But that one part where they round up the Jews and they take them in the train to that place and then they euthanize them, I just don't like that one little part. And I feel like that's the problem. I feel like we're and maybe I'm just a crazy extremist, but I don't think so, because I used to be a hardcore Democrat. I was raised a hardcore Democrat, but I just feel like there's some things. I saw they did it to smokers when I was a kid, right? They started treating smokers really, really bad. No one wants to smoke cigarettes. And I agree that, like, you shouldn't be able to smoke on the airplane. Mm-hmm. But there were some of these rules that were getting kind of crazy. And when I just see this, I just see some of the rules, I'm just like, I have to judge you. I have to be like, hey, I can't have that around my kids. If I was 20 and I was just slaying pussy and I didn't have kids, I wouldn't care. I'd live in a mobile home park and just party, right? But I'm not. I'm fitty, and like, I'm trying to raise my kids to be good human beings.
You said just slaying pussy and doing coke, baby.
I don't know about the coke. Yeah, I was more of an MDMA guy.
There you go.
But that's why I want to be like you. I really come from that tree hugging ideology. I really want to love everyone. I do believe that love conquers all. Mm-hmm. You know, I used to let homeless people stay at my house through college, and there was a dude who had a hate tattooed here, and he had a swastika on his face, and he was a hardcore skinhead. And then I had a Rastafarian dude, and they both lived in my backyard together in a tent. And they would be in my house every morning, like cooking, or at night cooking. And because it was shelter and food, it transcended the skinheads, you know, ridiculous ideology. They were homies. I haven't seen them sleeping on the couch together, you know, opposite directions in the house on cold nights. And it's like, I get it.
If you get a warm place to sleep, you forget about everything that you really think bothers you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, things, when you get hungry, things and it's raining, things change.
100%.
Man, I wish one of my guys was here on the back end today. What man, you're living such a fun life right now.
It's been insane since September. So
Yeah, let's go back a little bit. Yeah. Let's paint the picture, because I don't know shit. I listened to you on that podcast with that lady a few months ago. That was hard to watch, by the way. I would need to ask you about that.
Which one?
She laughs a lot. She's from TikTok. Jenny and Friends.
Oh, Jenny and Friends. Yeah.
Did you know her before you went on there?
No, I didn't know her. Like, we've got to know each other since then.
You're a good dude.
She's a very nice lady.
Very nice lady.
Yeah.
But you're a good dude.
Thank you.
You did an hour and 40 minutes of that. You're a good dude.
Okay. Yeah, no, so back in September, I had
2021?
21, yes, sir.
Okay.
I had a TikTok account that was at a respectful 600,000 followers, right?
Crazy.
And I'd had a lot of community guidelines violations. I tell jokes. I'm a comic, man, you know, and comedy can be subjective. And in this world of cancel culture, you know what that translates to, you know?
Yes, I lost my job.
Right. So I wound up losing my account in September. I think it was like September the 2nd.
How long had you been on TikTok to get 600,000?
About a year and a half.
Okay. So since 2019.
Yeah. That's where the story gets wild.
In 2019?
Well, yeah. So right around the end of 2019, and then my account got permanently banned in around September the 2nd of 21. And I had just found a little format that worked, right? I had only done like 2 videos, but both videos just went whoosh, right.
Is it this format that we're seeing now on Instagram?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It was the very early versions of it, and my account got permanently banned. And instead of me sitting around bitching and whining and moaning about it, I said, cool, let's roll with it. So I got on my backup account, which I had gave to my, I had set up and I'd made for my wife, and I had tagged her in a bunch of videos, and she had like 5,000 followers. So I jumped on it, changed the username, and started posting videos. 30 days later, I went from 5,222 followers to over 3 million in 30 days.
30,000 to 3 million in 30 days.
No, 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, 3 million.
Give me 1 second here. Give me one second. Let's let me for those of you who don't know. Here we go. Can you guys hear that? No, you cannot hear.
No.
I guess you need audio.
You got to scroll down. The best one, the one that I have viral right now on Instagram.
Okay, let's go.
The scroll down. Right there.
This one with the
yeah.
with this?
That's it.
This? Yeah, this one I played on my podcast a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a man's neck. Jesus, fix it. Listen, did you know that New Zealand's badminton team named themselves the Black Cocks but received so many complaints they had to change the name? Now you do. Oh, it was a man's neck.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, cock is spelled C-A-U-L-K. Cock.
The Black Cocks.
The Black Cock. I have black flooring in my garage, and when we put it in, I had to seal it with black cock, and my kids loved saying that. Black cock. They didn't even know. Cock. Are you gonna put more black cock in? I said, of course, always.
Again, I hear that black cock can fill bigger gaps.
Yes, it says that on the side. Racist. Okay, so tell me what you got a ban for. What could you say? I thought TikTok was like just you could do anything on that.
Oh, hell no. It's the most censored app there is.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, 100%. It's I have to be a little bit more careful on TikTok than everywhere else because it is so censored, and there's so many like younger users on it that they don't understand comedy. I did a video the other day, like 2 days ago, with a chick that she's wearing a shirt that was like unbuttoned, and she was holding it halfway open, and she wasn't wearing anything underneath the shirt. And she's like, "Do you know what I need right now?" And I popped in and said a bra. Listen, did you know?
That's a great one. I played that yesterday on my show.
Dude, I've took so much heat on TikTok about. I mean, it doesn't violate any community guidelines.
You know what I need right now?
A bra. Listen, did you know there's 1,000 people living in the tunnels?
I think I started the show last night with that.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
need
it
right
had
now?
nothing to do with
bra.
you. It was a show covering some sports shit, and I'm like, well, let's start here and look at our guest who's coming on tomorrow.
I love
Okay,
it. I love
so you got in trouble for that one?
No, I didn't get in trouble, but it's like, that goes to show that people like the younger generation, like things have been so censored for them, and they've been told that everything is bad, right? That they're offended by that. And it's a punchline. At the end of the day, it's a punchline. I don't give a shit if that chick wears a bra. Hell, I would personally, prefer her not to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a chance at a punchline, and a chance at making somebody that may be having a shitty day laugh.
Yes,
somebody that may be going through the thick of it to have a little bit better of a day in 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand it. They don't get it, man. They think.
What did they think was wrong with it? That you were like, how dare you tell a woman to put a bra on? They're so restrictive. Oh shit, really? Yeah, that's just woke shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's
exactly why I lost my first accounts, because like nothing was bad, and it's not that hard to sit and watch a comic tell jokes, and you can look at a joke, and if a joke truly offends you, here's what you do with the joke. Did that comic? Let's watch it again. Was their intent to make people laugh and make people happy, or was their intent to be hateful? It's not hard to figure it out. It's really not hard to figure out between the two, and and I hate to say, well, this younger generation, because that makes me sound old as dirt, but I mean, it really
Maybe it's
is.
just a few of them. I think it's just a few of them.
Well, it's a few that comes in groves, and they all land in the same spot.
It's really amazing. Do you know they're going to be so miserable when they get older if they can't laugh at themselves?
100%. Absolutely. I've said this before. That generation, and not just really that generation, but people like that tend to be the most unhappy people you will ever meet in your life because they don't know how to laugh at everyday things.
Yeah.
Like if somebody roasts on me and jokes on me, I laugh. I think it's funny. I could care less. And if I don't think it's funny and I get offended by it, so fucking what? Who cares? Like it's not good.
What did you get made fun of as a kid that that now is an asset? Do you have anything?
No, my personality probably, like I used to be the class clown. I was the annoying kid in class, and hell, maybe I still am. I don't know. But like I would always disrupt shit just to try to get a laugh out of somebody at the wrong time. And as I got older, I learned how to do it. I learned that there was a time to and a time not to. And I learned, a little bit of the comedic timing, and it worked out for me. But yeah, like a lot of people could not stand me in school.
And you didn't get made fun of for anything? Like you like your name, or you had a big nose, or your dick was too big for your legs, or there's no...
That was definitely not the issue.
You were not teased for?
No, I can't really think of a time when I would really get made fun of or anything, It was basically like, oh, it's the annoying guy,
Why did you're active duty?
Yes, sir.
Why did you in your 17 years?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, by the way.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. It's hardcore. If you're 38, that means you've been in.
Came in when I was 21. Yep.
Yeah, when you were a kid. What branch are you in?
I'm in the Air Force.
Oh, no shit. Usually the guy who runs my back end's in the Air Force.
Yep.
He's based out of Iowa.
Okay.
Caleb, where are you? You should be on the show. Maybe he'll pop in. and why did you is it called enlist? Sign up?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
I don't know. I guess to serve something greater than myself. I know that's kind of a cliche answer, but I'm from a little small town in North Alabama, and I could already see the writing on the wall that if I didn't do something, that I was going to be stuck there for the rest of my life. And that's just not what I wanted. Some people want to grow up and live in small town America, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Right. I didn't want to, be born, grow up, and live my adulthood and die and never see the world. And, the best opportunity for that was the military. So, and sure enough, 17 years in, I've been around the world twice and seen just about all 50 states and met some of the coolest dudes you've ever met in your life, and chicks, I mean, really, I have.
And so you're stoked on the decision.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best decision I ever made.
And now you're in your 3 years from getting out.
Yes, sir.
Holy cow. You must be like, holy shit, I did it.
Right. Well, I never celebrate till I cross the finish line. I've seen too many videos of people celebrating early and lose a race.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy. Any chance you could be deployed?
I mean, there's always that chance. Where I'm at right now, probably not unless I volunteer or anything. Those opportunities don't come up a whole lot with what I'm doing right now, but there's always a possibility. If I do, I do.
What do you do there? Are you allowed to say?
I build bombs for a living. Still got them all.
Yeah. With these, you do it with these, with your hands?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when like I say build bombs, I mean, they're already like a big giant shell, and we just add the components to make them blow up.
Wow. And then what happens after you build them?
We deliver them out to the flight line, and the greasy, scummy loaders put them on the aircraft.
Wow.
They're our rival career field, so they're good people, though.
And do you have one specific bomb in specific you build? Like, hey, I do this one?
No, just everything. I mean, really, J-downs.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's anything in the Air Force inventory that blows up. we mess with
Um,
missiles, bombs.
Sorry, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Is that dangerous?
Not really. I mean,
No,
I guess
okay.
I mean, there's
Like
a
working
lot
at
of.
a gas station, is that dangerous? I mean, you're around all this flammable liquid.
I mean, hell, I guess my job will be just as dangerous as somebody that works at a gas refinery or something.
Right. JDAMs are the big ones.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's crazy. Are you impressed with the technology? Are you
Oh,
impressed
yeah.
with the whole
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
Like when you go there, you're like, my goodness, this is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
you're working on the Lamborghini of bombs.
some of the stuff that comes through, you're just like, wow. To sit and think about somebody's mind, thinking of this and then actually making it happen is insane.
Did you have a comic when you were a kid that you liked? Was there anyone? I was a huge Abbott and Costello fan. I'm 49. I'm 10 years older than you.
Well, I was actually just talking about this other day. I did stand up in Vegas while I was out there for the Cheer Choice Awards, and
For the what awards?
The Cheer Choice Awards. It's Spread the Cheer USA put on a award show for all of social media, and they invited me out to be a presenter, and I was a finalist for 2 categories.
Wow!
I won the comedy, by the way. Beat some very, very funny people, so I was like shocked. I didn't even write an acceptance speech. I just kind of winged it when I got up there. But I was at Wise Guys Comedy Club in Vegas, and we were, before we all went on for our sets, me and somebody else was talking in the back, and they asked me, we got to talking about people we liked. I said, the very first comic that I really watched and like studied how they presented the joke and how they transitioned and everything. Cause I've always been, ever since I bought, Chris Rock, Bigger, Blacker, Uncut. Ever since then, I can't get enough of watching comics and watch them work and see how they deliver the punchline. How many punchlines can you shove into one story, and how can you transition from one story to the other? And they're so good at it, man. I love watching it. And I'm finally kind of like living my dream and able to do it myself.
And so Chris Rock was your, like, as a kid, that was your guy?
Nah, Chappelle. Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Loved the Chappelle show, which that was when I was a little bit older, right? But coming up, I really liked, I really did like, Dave Rock, Chris Rock, Dave Rock, who's Dave Rock, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock's kid.
Right.
What about Tosh.0?
I've always thought he was funny. He kind of misses me with some of the Alabama jokes, but it is what it is.
Yeah. He's my like all-time favorite now. When I was a kid, I liked Rodney Dangerfield. I think I was really into crass humor. I loved, of course, Andrew Dice Clay. He spoke to the 13-year-old boy in me.
100%.
I hear something like 2 pieces of metal rubbing together. It stopped. Were you doing something?
Me? I was spinning my little fidget toy, I guess, here.
Ah, yes.
That's what we could call it. My bad. I'm sorry.
Can I see it?
I didn't know you could hear it. Oh, it's literally just my charger. I was sitting here just spinning it on the table. Yes,
sir. It's loud as hell.
My bad. Sorry about that.
No, you're a good dude.
I have ADD. I fidget, man.
Me too. So you did stand up in Vegas. Had you ever done stand up before?
It was really my first set, like being on stage by myself. I've done a couple other sets where there were other people on stage with me, and it was kind of like a big meet and greet in Arlington, Texas, and then up in Maryland. But this was the first time that I got introduced, and like I was out there on my own. It was like either sink or swim, dude. And the set went really well. Absolutely killed it. Got a couple big pops out of the crowd, so it was fun.
I don't think it's that thing you're spinning. I think it's something else. Maybe it's turn your head right and left. Let me see. It's that. Don't worry about it. This guy, Colin, says Sevan is sensitive to sounds. His big nose hears everything. Well, it could be.
I'll hold it up like this. Well, see, no, I have AirPods, right? Mm-hmm. And I have I'm supposed to be on my laptop right now with my GoPro. We just got back from Vegas night before last, in like the middle of the night. My parents were here watching the kids, and everything is scattered about. I called Crystal. I said, "Where's my GoPro at?" She said, "It's still in my purse." I was like, "Yeah, I'll figure it out." Where are my AirPods at? They're in her purse too. So, women.
Hey, how do you hook your GoPro up to your computer? You have a
So
Mac?
there's a no. I have Windows.
Uh-huh.
There's an app you can get to use your GoPro as a webcam, and the picture is phenomenal.
And is it wireless or you hook it up with a wire?
I hook it up through the USB.
And does the computer power the GoPro also?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
It's
okay, so you got to figure it out.
phenomenal.
And where do you set the GoPro? Does it have its own little tripod, or you sit on top of your laptop?
No, I've got it's like a little attachment for it. It's like a clip that I just clip to the top of the laptop.
It turns it into a webcam.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's dope.
It's amazing. It really is.
How cool is technology?
Best webcam I found.
That's awesome. So I'm envious that you're doing stand up. I mean, that really is that would be my dream, like to grow a fucking set of balls and do some stand up. That's really cool that you're doing that.
You still there?
Yeah. We came out of sync a little bit. I shouldn't have talked about your setup. I'm sorry. I apologize. Tell your setup I'm sorry. You can't hear me. Phantom power is the best. Yeah, it's crazy. Cool, right, Corey? And he's gone. Every minute I expect him to just switch to. So, do you want to give your money to the government, or do you want to give it to other people so that they can spend it? And every time I bring that up, someone will be like, "Oh, so you believe in trickle-down economics?" Shut the fuck up. Stop playing that game. Hey.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just went straight back into my rant about taxes. So you're doing stand-up. You're kind of living the dream, and you're not even. I mean, you're like, people talk about, oh, I got into a flow state. Like, you're really in a lifetime flow state. Like, you didn't try to do stand-up. You're just following a path now. You're on a big river, and you're swimming it.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that I don't have to rely on it to make a living. I don't have to rely on anything to make a living. So everything that I'm doing, right now is for fun and for experience. That way, in 3 years, or sooner. I mean, if I blow up, I may wind up having to get out of the military. But that's not my plan right now. I'm having a blast doing what I'm doing. But everything's for experience, and I don't know, I'm having a blast doing it.
When you went up, did you have crazy butterflies? Like, did you have that fight or flight? Like, you really wanted to no, you didn't want to run away?
No, I walked up there just like I am right now. Like, let's do this.
Wow.
Like because I've got the mindset of, my mindset changed probably about a year ago. I used to worry about everything. I worried about what people thought about me. I worried about, what somebody else was going to do. I would always try to calculate other people's moves before they would make them. That way, I could, counter it or whatever. Dude, I changed my mindset to, I don't worry about things I can't control anymore. If it is not within my control, I don't even worry about it. Somebody will send me information and I process it of, can I do something to fix this, or can I not do something to fix this, or I have no control over it. And if I don't have any control over it, it never enters my mind again. I don't care.
How did you make that shift? Just
so many people, like, it was probably around the time when, like, people were just coming at me all the time, like, this guy's this guy's that, and trying to put labels on me. And I'm like, I really don't give a shit what you think about me. Like, why do I care what somebody has to say about me? Some faceless person on the internet that probably lives the most miserable life and is trying to bring somebody down for trying to make other people laugh. So, that's kind of where I just spun around. I was like, I've learned quickly that there is nothing that I can possibly do as a human being to make everyone love me, period. I can't.
Yeah, people hated Bob Marley.
Yes, 100%. People hated Jesus Christ.
I know. Hey, I was going to go there next.
You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do to make everybody love me, so I don't care anymore. I'm just like, you know, if you want to fuck with me, let's roll. If you don't, there's nothing I can do about it.
Oh man, the comments. Speaking of assholes in the comments, Sevan, ask these questions. Ask the easy questions. Why does he have a beard while on active duty?
That's an easy one. So back during COVID, we had to wear masks the whole time we were inside, right? And we had to shave every single day. Well, for whatever reason happened, my skin did not take to getting, you know, scraped with a razor every morning and then wear a mask. And I have developed something on my chin to where when I shave, it is like just two giant bright red sore patches on my face. And they gave me a shaving waiver where I don't have to shave anymore.
Colin, do you remember those 2 bumps that you got on your chin after I rested my balls on your chin for 15 minutes? Do you remember those bumps? I think it's a little different, but for Justin, but same thing. He got his from shaving. What's the dumbest thing he's seen at work? Well, that's a normally I would think that's a shitty question. That's a brilliant question for a guy who works in a bomb factory.
I watched a dude walk across a bomb pad with a live fuse in his hand, walking, not thinking about what he was doing, and he was taking the fuse and throwing it up in there and catching it, throwing it up in there and catching it, and I about lost my mind. I was like, this, like he's just in another world. Like it was like he was walking with a baseball, just tossing it up and catching it, and I was like, bro, what are you doing right now?
Does that guy lose his job?
No, he didn't.
Because you talked to him before someone like really whacked him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we took care of it.
Justin has a voice 10,000 times better than Sevan's. I agree. You can't compete with that accent. You cannot.
Thank you.
You cannot. When you have a photo here with Taylor Swift.
Well, it's not the real Taylor Swift.
Oh, so it's not.
It's my friend Ashley. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse that she looks just like Taylor. She doesn't even try to look like Taylor. I've known her for about over a year now. And this was our first weekend getting to meet each other. And when she walked up to me in the casino the first time we met, she wasn't fixed up or anything like this. And I'm telling you, she looks just like Taylor Swift. It is remarkable.
You're having a great hair day in this photo.
I am. I was killing it that day. It was some new product I was using.
Yeah, wow.
And just for all the viewers, listen, I am 38 and I do have gray in my beard. I do not use Just for Men. I don't give a shit enough to put anything in my hair. That's just the way the Lord chose for me to age. I can't help it.
I have some gray in my beard too. Some guy came up to me the other day, about a year ago, and he goes, "Hey, you should stop. You should either dye your beard or stop dyeing your hair because it's so obvious." And I'm like,
I get it all the time.
I'm like, I don't dye shit. What are you talking about?
Like, I would have to care in order to dye my hair.
Who are these people?
That guy is freaking awesome. So his Instagram and TikTok handle is Creating Wonders. And I'm sure you've saw his videos before. He's got like just this magical voice, and he puts out like inspirational videos. And one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. And that's his wife and my wife.
How cool is your wife?
Me and her are total opposites, but it works perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing. When she's in your videos, I just can't stop staring at this lady's dress. Look at those tattoos on her leg, and her boobs are out.
Yep. She was dressed to the nine.
When your wife is in these videos, is it hard to get her to do them, or is she just cool? She's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh no, it's hard to get her to do them. But the first couple wasn't hard because I was like, here's what I need you to do, right? Basically, here's your lines, here's my lines, and just act like you normally do, like you're disappointed in me, right? And she the first couple, it wasn't an issue, and then when she saw what the videos we were reacting to was, she was like, I don't want to do these videos. And then a couple of the paychecks started coming in, and she was like, okay, I really don't mind doing these videos anymore. So
this one. Oh, Oh, she's not in this one. This is my favorite video. This is my favorite video.
Yeah. I know which one.
This is my favorite video.
Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I'm gonna ask you a question that has nothing to do with anything. Are those girls'
Did
boobs
you know
real
that
in that
ladybugs
picture?
can fly as fast as racehorses?
Fun fact about this
you do.
video. So the chick in the blue.
Yeah.
Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Fix
So
your phone.
one of my friends is her aunt, right? And I didn't know this before I did the video. It's like her cousin's niece or something like that. Anyways, like they know each other. And like me and this chick are like really good friends. So she texted me after I posted that video, and she was like, I'm dying right now. And she told me the relation, everything. She said, I got sent, her pictures of her going to this dance or whatever, or going out like this. And she was like, when I saw you reacted to it, she was like, oh my good Lord. Like Nunley done made her viral. So
Man. Do you know her Instagram account? That girl's Instagram account?
Not a clue. I never asked.
Smart.
I'll figure it out for you.
Smart. Crazy. That dress is crazy. So you think those boobs are real?
I think so.
I think they are too.
They looked like it.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've been fooled before.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy. So those videos, the reason why I think your wife is so cool is because I always just assume that when you make videos like that, she just understands you're just a dude.
Right. Well,
that you're no different than any other dude. There's dudes who tell the truth and there's dudes that lie.
Right. And I always lie in the videos. Like I wasn't looking at carrots,
Right.
I wasn't looking at that case backhoe behind the chick.
What's this? What does stitching mean? I heard you speaking with Jenny about it on that. You guys were talking about stitching. What does that mean?
That's just the TikTok term for what I do with videos. Like it's a video at the front and then it's me, right? And it's just stitching two videos together.
And is that built into TikTok? That ability to edit like that?
It is, yes, sir.
So, you'll be, let's say, in your car waiting to pick your kids up from somewhere, and you'll be scrolling through TikTok, and you'll see something, and it will inspire you to want to say something. So then you just hit the button, and you put stitch, and it grabs it, and you edit the length of it, and then you film your part.
Yes, sir.
And you post it.
Well, yeah, and that's a feature that's built in TikTok. I've stopped doing all my video editing and stuff on TikTok because I upload to Instagram and stuff as well, right? So I do everything off app that way because TikTok's only 780p. Facebook and Instagram and YouTube are 1080. YouTube's now has 4K, but who the hell has 4K display to watch YouTube on, right? Or no, it's 8K. They have 8K now. And I don't know anybody that has an 8K display, but I do everything off app that way I can upload in 1080.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Hunter, hi.
What's up, buddy?
We're live on the air right now.
And who?
Justin Nunley. Did I pronounce your name right, Justin?
Yes, sir.
Justin Nunley.
I have no clue who he is. He must have very little followers.
Listen.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, Mr. Hunter. Hey, are you doing the show tonight with me or not?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really even know what time it is.
It's at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Lord have mercy. That's pretty late, but I can come in.
Okay, you're a good
We
dude.
don't do like a 2-hour saga.
You can come and go whenever you want. We got a UFC fighter on who's fighting this weekend too, Jordan Levitt, the Monkey King.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
Okay. Love you. Bye. Say sorry to Justin. He's got way more followers than you'll ever have. He has 30 times the followers you do.
That's okay. Justin, I think you're a great guy. I'm just giving you shit.
All right.
It's good to meet you, Hunter.
All right. Bye, brother. He's only got 100,000 followers. How dare he speak to a 3 millioner like you like that? How many followers do you have on TikTok now?
4.5.
Oh my God. It's a runaway train.
It is. And I tell you, somebody commented, I announced last night on Facebook that I've just been named the track ambassador for Bristol Motor Speedway for this upcoming weekend, right? So I'll be at the race for Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be, shooting videos for Bristol all weekend. And somebody said, like you, like, have I missed something? Like, it seems like just like a couple of days ago, you were a ordinary citizen, and now you've been projected into this, giant role. And I was like, yeah, it's been a wild ride, but I kind of feel like I have no clue what I'm doing. I feel like the Clampets when they first went to Beverly Hills.
Great reference. Great reference. The Clampets. How do you know the Clampets? You're only 38. How do you know the Clampets?
I loved watching. Well, because I grew up in North Alabama, so like I grew up watching the old shows, the Dukes of Hazzard, Hee Haw, the Beverly Hillbillies, the full nine.
Another great photo of you, by the way. Who took this?
My friend Courtney. We actually work together. She works for me, and she's a great photographer. Courtney Garner Photography.
Yeah. Justin, please stand in front of this wall. Okay. Put that goop in your hair.
Exactly.
Okay. And did they ask you for this photo? Say that again.
They told me to send a bunch of pictures, and she told me to send one picture, and I just hate making decisions, so I sent her a bunch of them and said, "Here, take whichever one you want."
It's so cool. I mean, did you eat raccoons as a kid?
No, we used to coon hunt though.
Yeah. So why would you hunt them if you didn't eat them?
How did you know about that?
I just read simple research on the internets. Just followed you around on the internets.
Really?
I researched. Yeah.
How did where have I talked about coon
I can't tell
at?
you that. I can't tell you that. I can't.
That is wild.
Well, thank you.
No, we used to coon hunt, and I tell you that we didn't waste the coon, right? There was a guy down the road that would eat raccoon, and we would always drop them off with him after you pulled the trophy out, of course.
What's the trophy?
The dick bone out of the coon.
Serious?
Yeah. So raccoons have a bone in their dick, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's shaped like a J. And the bigger the coon, the bigger the trophy you get out of it. And a lot of people, a lot of the old timers, and some of the younger guys still, they will whittle the end down and make a toothpick out of it.
Wow.
But,
Wow. Hey, can you
Google
get that
it,
can you get that on Amazon?
You can get it on Etsy. I saw them the other day. I was like looking, do people sell these? And sure shit, they do on Etsy.
Dude, if there were aliens who harvested humans for their cocks, I'd be like the prize. I'd have to be hidden. I'd be like the prize catch. I would be the most sought after. Thank God no one hunts us for giant cocks. Holy cow.
But is that not wild though? That
yes,
it's just crazy. That's like just things in like subcultures that you would not even know unless you talk to somebody. But yeah, sure enough.
Man, there's too many questions fighting to come out of my mouth. Settle down, boys. Settle down.
Well, you cut it out, right? You cut it out and you put it down in like Clorox or something until all the meat falls off of it and it's good and disinfected and clean and white and everything. Then you whittle it down. You've got a nice little J hook on one end and a toothpick on the other. I'd
do that. I'd get one of those. If I remember, I will go on to Etsy and get one of those.
You got to check it out.
Yeah. So what if you got a girl? Do they have any trophies?
No.
You're not like, damn, this one's got some huge fallopian tubes. No, you don't save anything.
No.
And then so you would kill them and you take them to a guy and he would eat them. You just grab the cock and run.
Right, basically. Story of my life.
Do you have any?
I don't. My dad still has them all, right? I don't know. I think he does. I haven't asked him for any coon cocks lately, but I'm sure there's some laying around.
Just a cigar box full of cocks.
Yep.
We don't have a bone. We don't have any bone in our cock, right? That's all cartilage. That thing's
correct.
That thing will shrivel up like you can push.
But you can break it. Did you know that?
Well, I think I did know that because I have a friend who's a urologist and he told me they have a record number of breaks during COVID because people are inside. People
doing some weird shit during COVID, man.
Yeah.
People are testing their limits.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to throw you up in the air and you're going to try to land. Your hole's going to try to land on this stick. Hey, do you work out? Speaking of throwing girls around?
I used to work out a lot, right? I used to be real big into bodybuilding. And I've had 3 shoulder surgeries now. My elbow's jacked up. I've got a steel plate in my neck and I've got a bad back. So I really don't lift or anything a whole lot anymore.
What do you do? You got to do something.
I do. I'll run or I'll, I've got a weighted vest. I'll throw a weighted vest on and go walk for a couple hours. I tried CrossFit one time.
Yeah, and
I threw up, never went back.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull your hand away and be naked. Isn't that
No,
the thing?
no.
I see that on Instagram.
No, I got a notification. I think it said 20% battery left. Nah, we'll see how this goes. If I go
Yeah.
dead, I'll be back on the
Okay.
iPad.
Okay. What about an assault bike? Have you thought about doing that?
An
Get one of
assault
those?
bike?
Assault bike. I'll show you
What
it
is that?
You got to get one of these. Let me see.
I actually did buy a treadmill for the bedroom. First like big purchase like that I've ever made.
Sounds kinky. So this is what you have to work. Here's what I think you have to work out. I think it will inspire your creativity.
Right. It
Uh,
does. Every time I go for a run or I go for a walk or something, and when I say walk, I'm not just through the. Okay, yeah, I know what that is.
So I think you should get this, and I think you should get a TV and put it on a wall and a headset. So
Mhm.
basically, yesterday, even though I was sick as a dog yesterday, I think I've had COVID for the 15th time today or this month. And I just get on this thing for 10 minutes and then I just watch, I research you through using Apple TV. I search all around looking for anything I can find on you. Then I get off and I stretch for 10 minutes, but I'm still doing research. I have my phone there. I swing a mace around a little bit. Then I get on for another 10 minutes. And then, 40 minutes have passed and I'm just completely covered in sweat. But really, I'm just taking the master's class in Justin Nunley.
I like it. it. Where did you find the information about the coon hunting?
Sir, I cannot tell you.
I'm going to dive down a rabbit hole myself today.
And see if you can find it.
Yep.
I cannot tell you. But I thank all your immediate family members for jumping on short calls with me to talk to me about your childhood.
Lord.
Do your mom and dad have any idea of what you're dabbling in and what in sort of the additions you've made to your life in the last year?
They figured it out real quick when we went to St. Louis. Like I don't talk about, I don't brag or anything like that. Like I just kind of live my life and have a good time. And let what happens happen. But when we went to St. Louis, me and my dad was talking and we was stopping for lunch or for breakfast in Cracker Barrel. They're in like Podunk, Mississippi. I mean, it was in the middle of nowhere. And he said, making a joke. He said, well, I bet won't nobody in here recognize you. And I said, Dad, I'll bet you $100 they do. Somebody will come up and want to take a picture. He said, there ain't no way. I'll take that bet. Right. 4 people came up to me.
Wow.
While we were having breakfast, it was like, can we get a picture together? And I think that they realized it then, that it had kind of gotten a little bit bigger. So
how about the people at your work? Are they cracking up? They must love it.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we don't ever even really talk about it. It's just like, I'm just a regular dude,
Right.
And I'm just the same old guy that they always knew. I just have a verified social media account now,
Are you in a creative peak? Like, do you feel you're just oozing with creativity right now?
I've been holding back for years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I don't know. My mind just works different, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always looked for a punchline in every single situation in my life, to either turn awkward situations into not awkward situations or, tragic situations into something funny. My mind's always worked like that. So now it's like second nature to me. It's like I'm sitting there scrolling the For You or scrolling Instagram reels, and I see a video and I have a punchline pop into my head and I'm like, there we go.
Do people love it when they get incorporated into your video?
They used to not, but they do now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they
that's
used to.
Awesome.
I used to get a couple I used to get a couple messages, and now I used to get messages of people that hated it. Now everybody messages me and says, "Hey, thanks for the shout out." Because I've become known as that guy.
Do they get tagged in your video?
Oh, I tag them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I
made fun of Jada Pinkett Smith the other day, and I tagged her in it. Kim Kardashian, I clowned on her and Ray J's DIY video, and I tagged her in it. So,
God, she's hot.
Yeah. I just saw.
She's from the same gene pool as me.
Really?
Yeah, she's Armenian and I'm Armenian.
There we go.
Now,
I tell you,
listen, did you know?
listen, before, no, listen, did you know on this one, did you know that before OJ got in the white Bronco with Al Cowlins back in the day, OJ was sitting on Kim Kardashian's bed trying to figure out what he was going to do. And, yep.
And she was a little girl then, right?
Yep.
I watched that. I watched the mini series that Cuba Gooding was in.
Yeah.
And I was really fascinated by how close the Kardashians were with all that.
Yeah, I didn't realize like it was that close. Like I knew that he represented OJ, but to think about OJ being there in that house, right before he got in the Bronco, the infamous Bronco chase, was wild to think about.
A friend of mine used to be married to Marcus Allen, who was a running back for the Raiders back then, and she was friends with OJ, and I got to sit down with her for one night for like 3 hours. She told me shit. I was just like, holy crap, dude.
Being around some people like celebrity status people,
yeah,
bro, they are wild. They're wild, man. Like they are not normal people.
No. I don't feel like anyone great is normal.
Mm-mm.
Well, I think we're all great. I think that I think you said something that kind of that hit me hard. You said you've been holding back. I think everyone's holding back.
I decided to stop holding back. Stop holding back, bro.
Yeah.
Like why
what happened to me? Go ahead.
Why are you holding back? Stop.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why you're holding back
because I don't want to lose my job. I don't want my mom and dad to judge me because I don't want. I mean, it's social pressure, right?
Well, I mean, I get that to a certain extent. I mean, if you're going to get like deplatformed or something, then you might want to hold back a little bit, But I don't know. I say toe the line as much as you can, because I tell you, if people don't speak out, if people don't start speaking their minds now, that like our way of life is as we know it, our kids and grandkids are not going to know it. We have freedom of speech, but people try at every opportunity to kill that. Look at what happened with Chris Rock and Will Smith. A lot of people took Will Smith's side and said, well, Chris Rock went a little too far. No, he told a joke. He didn't go too far. Like if you can't take a joke, then roll.
His wife went too far.
100%.
Chris Rock didn't go too far. His wife went too far.
Yeah. Well, no, Will Smith went too far.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Will Smith went too far.
Jada didn't get up.
Yeah. Jada went too far. Yeah. Yeah. Chris Rock didn't go too far. It's a total joke.
It is. Our whole society and, our whole society thinks that, words matter more than actions. Look at any like political type spectrum or, social media or celebrity, like your words matter way more than your actions. People can do some of the nastiest, most vile things and they get a pass. But if you say one thing wrong that goes against what cancel culture thinks is, a executionable offense, then you're done.
You're done.
The floor.
Oh, shoot.
In another language, you feel nothing. They don't mean it. You. In another language, you feel nothing. They don't mean anything to you because it's you who puts the meaning to it. Me, I know what it means, but it doesn't matter how hard I scream them to you. You might start laughing. Take their words, take away the value of the words, and drop them to the floor. If you take that away, they fall to the ground. They never get to touch you. They are nothing. If I start insulting you in another language, you feel nothing. They don't mean anything to you.
This is such a profound statement, what she is saying. Words mean nothing. I've said this on my show a million times, and it's amazing how many people do not get this because they don't know the difference between the reality in their heads and words. We have words that we demand upon birth that all Jewish children are offended by, that all black kids are offended by, that all Mexicans are. Why would you allow? Well, I would never teach my kids to be offended by anything that's waiting for them on this great planet. And those of you who think you're social justice warriors who are demanding people get canceled for saying these words, what all you're doing, you think you're doing something good, but all you're doing is demanding that little kids be offended. You are a mean, emotionally abusive, psychologically torturing animal. That's why I had to leave the left. Sorry to make this about politics. I couldn't do it anymore. Under the guise of being loving creatures, they're demanding that people people be offended. I can't do that to anyone. I don't want to argue other human beings' limitations for them. You're free. Let no word touch you. I absolve you of all. I set you all free. I had to be canceled, Justin. That's how I got set free. I was already pretty wild and free already.
Cancel culture is bullshit anyway.
But when they canceled me, I was like, all right, I'm coming. After about a year, I'm like, fuck it. I'm never, ever, I'm coming out hard.
You can't cancel somebody that doesn't care.
Right.
You know, it's not like you can say you're canceled and I'm just going to go away and hide. You know, some people may. I'm not going to. I'm not going to shut up. You know, I'm here to make people happy and laugh. And if that's not what you want out of life, block me and move on, dude. Yeah. Like, it doesn't bother me.
Did you say blow me and move on?
No, block me.
Oh.
You know,
I like blow me and move on.
Yeah. It's
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. You got to love it.
Unfucking cancelable.
I'll tell you, you know, like how much I don't give a shit about what people's politics or religion is. I had no clue before I came on your show that you do politics. I had no clue that you was right leaning. I've been on people's podcasts that are left leaning, and you know, we never even talk about it or anything. Like I don't give a shit. You know, like everybody's the way they are is based off their experiences in life. You know, and who am I to tell somebody else that, you know, well, you should believe this? You know, I don't know. That's what makes America so great, is that we can all live in the same damn place and all have like different experiences to draw us to different conclusions on where things should go. I think it's kind of cool.
It is cool. I just wish that more people understood how to think. Like, there are people out there who there's a story of the Queen of England. She took 2 weeks off the calendar, and the citizenry of the UK then panicked because they thought they lost 2 weeks of their life. And we live in a society where people really think it's like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's people who think that red really means stop, like it's biblical.
Right.
That it's not something. They think that money actually has value. They don't forget that, like, hey, we're agreeing on some shit to make some shit work. This isn't. The reality is just ooga booga. You know, but I appreciate the different people too, but I can't. A friend of mine told me, Greg Glassman, the founder of CrossFit, said to me one time, the only debate you bring a gun to is the freedom of speech debate. And if you lose that debate, you shoot the guy. You cannot lose. We cannot lose that debate, the freedom of speech debate.
I agree.
We have to have freedom of speech. And that's what people don't understand. And you have to be able to think clearly. You can't outlaw hate speech, because what's hate speech today that's subjective. It's under this guise that you're doing something nice. Me telling Justin Nunley that I love him and would love to shower with him naked, some people think that's hate speech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the most offensive voice should be the most protected voice. Period. Because if you don't protect that voice, all the other voices don't matter anymore because you don't have one. I've been to other countries where you can't say whatever the hell you want to say. You know, you don't have freedoms that you have in this country. Like, you have to protect the most offensive voice. That has to be the most protected voice there is.
I love that. That sets the bar so high. Is it every day? Do you make content every day?
Every day.
I mean, I've had probably 6 comedians on the show. You're the only one who's been funny.
I didn't know I was funny.
Yeah, you're funny.
I wasn't trying to be yet.
It's like pulling teeth. Most of them seem damaged to me.
Yeah, I don't. Because people, it's like I said earlier, people care too much about what other people think. Like, I clicked on the chat, just say that's why my finger was in front of here like this, right? I was looking at the chat and I was like, you know, I wonder if I'm getting roasted in the comment section. I haven't even looked at it yet. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, even if I was, it's not going to change what I'm doing right now. I don't care. You know, you can heckle me while I'm on stage, you know, doing something, and I'm gonna roast on you. I'm gonna have fun. We're not here for very long, man. You know, like at the end of the day, we are like the good book says our life is but a vapor. It appeareth for a moment and then vanisheth away. We're going to be gone before we know it. In 100 years, we will not exist. In 200 years, nobody will know we existed. So, right. I mean, this life is what you make of it. If you want to walk around and be miserable your whole damn life, be my guest. I'm not going to. And
you advise against it.
Yeah.
I think a few times in my life I've said things or done actions to try to hurt people, like just to be, you know, mean, like say something like "fuck you" or something. And outside, and I never feel good doing that. Never. I'm never like, yeah, I really got them. I always like go to bed at night being like, that wasn't cool.
You know what? One thing that I've always done is that the moment that I realize that I have done that and I have said something, I immediately, I don't care how mad I still am at that person, I immediately turn around and say, you know what, my bad, I'm sorry, I should not have said that. You know,
even to your kids, you do that to your kids?
Yeah. I did it to my kids the other day. I forget what it was. Like I didn't beat the hell out of them or anything, but after you know the stern talking to. I turned around and I was like, dude, I'm sorry, man. Like I kind of flew off handle on that one, you know? And it wasn't that I was being soft with him or anything. Like he understood what he did wrong. You know, I corrected the behavior. He understood why he was being corrected. And then I just pushed it even further when I shouldn't have, you know, I should just.
Right. Well said. That's what I do too. Sometimes I push it too far.
Yep. It's like getting pulled over and getting talked to by the cop. And then he still writes you a ticket. It's like, dude, either give me a stern talking to or write me the ticket. Don't do both. Let's just move on about our lives.
Yeah.
You know?
When's the last time you've been pulled over by the cops?
Dude, I got a ticket last week. The state trooper, he and I was look, I deserved the ticket. There's no doubt in my mind I deserved it.
You were high on fentanyl.
Yes, 100%. Just blitzed out of my mind. No, I was speeding, and I was excessively speeding, I would say. I didn't realize I just wasn't paying attention to the speedometer. And he pulled me over, and he came over to the window, and he just kind of looked at me. I was like, yeah, my bad, man. Like, that's on me. Like, whatever you want to do. And he was like, he said, okay, hand me your license, registration. He went back, came back with a ticket, handed me the ticket, told me everything, said, love your videos, bro. Keep killing it. And then rolled back to his car. And I was like, yeah, I'm not even mad. Like, I deserve that one, you know?
I give you a pass if I'm the cop.
Right. Well, I mean, I have gotten them before. I've had a cop pull me out and want to take a selfie, but I was just like, I never expected. I'm just like, if I'm screwing up, I deserve it. You know?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I think he did the right thing, but I would do the wrong thing if I was a cop. Maybe that's why I'm not a cop.
I was actually glad he ticketed me for it, to be honest. Like, yeah. I mean, the money wasn't that bad. I mean, I'm not going to pay that much money, but it was just like one of those things. It's like, dude, you had to take time out of your day to pull me over because I was being a fuckhead. Like, brought me a ticket, you know?
Why do podcasts? Like, why do a podcast with some random dude who slides into your DMs?
Dude, I've never said no to a podcast.
Really?
I never have. Like, I've done a lot of them. I've done big podcasts. I've done, you know, I've been the first guest on people's podcasts before when they start up.
Yeah, don't ever ask me to be on your podcast, anyone out there, especially if it's your first one. Fuck you guys. If that's your opening statement to me, hey, I'm starting a podcast, you'd be a great first guest. Fuck off. Cut your teeth, man. I don't want to come on there and carry that shit.
But let me say this. Since
You're a good dude.
Whoever's in here right now, do not start flooding my shit with I don't have time, okay? Like, to be honest, like, I mean, there's so many podcasts out there. Like, you know, I had never been introduced to your podcast until last week when we spoke, and I listened to a few. But I mean, it's fun.
You lose more followers and gain more followers in a day. Your count fluctuates than I have followers.
Yeah. You think so?
I know so.
Well, it's funny because one of my buddies here in Fort Walton, he's real big into CrossFit, right? And you know how you know if somebody likes CrossFit, they'll tell you, right? And they will tell you over and over. But he absolutely loves this podcast. He's like, dude, I am so excited you're going on here. So
small world.
Yep, very small world.
Yeah, the CrossFit cult is strong. It's strong. It's people who it's a good group of people who really take personal accountability and personal responsibility seriously, and they have faith that they can control the health of their life by movement and diet. I mean,
Right.
and we're only as society gets sicker as a whole, that brings our bond even closer, right?
Right. 100%.
We're the ones at Starbucks just ordering black coffee.
Well, my funny story, my son, 2 weeks ago, I've been telling him, I'm like,
how many sons do you have? How many kids?
I have two. I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Okay.
And the 11-year-old came to me because we take them to the CrossFit gym every summer. They have open workouts like 3 times a week, and they love doing it. Absolutely love doing it. And I kept telling my oldest, I'm like, hey, man, I said, I'm not going to push you. You know, you're only 11. But if you want me to get us a membership, we'll start going, you know, me and you can work out together or whatever. Kind of like a little bonding time or whatever.
Yes, I love it.
He finally came to me 2 weeks ago and he said, I think I want to do the CrossFit thing. I said, now let me tell you this right now. Like, if we do it, we're doing it, right? Like, we're going all in. And he was like, okay, I'm cool with it. So,
hey, do you know the owner there, Justin?
I do not. I know one of the instructors there, but I don't know the owner.
Okay, this is all I say to you. Do not be afraid to push back. Okay. Like, these people don't know how fit they are. Mm-hmm. And 99% of the gyms are amazing. The coaches are amazing, mm-hmm. but don't be afraid to push back. Like, if they're like, hey, run a 400, you're especially with all the injuries and shit you got, you should mm-hmm. always just say to them, what's a sub? Or like, if dudes are like putting 200 pounds over their head, don't hesitate to just put PVC.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You will, like, I just watched a clip of Arnold yesterday that popped up on my YouTube, and to get a pump, him and another guy were just pulling back and forth on a towel. Like, for someone like you right now with your injuries, any movement's going to be fucking awesome, and you're going to get fit. Do not let anything in there like get into your head. Let your son do all this strong, crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Seriously, pace yourself, or else you'll leave again. You'll be like, fuck these guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened with the bodybuilding. Man, I'm telling you, my shoulders just gave out. I tore my slap tendon, and my bicep fell into my elbow. And I was like, well, this is kind of the end of it, you know? So
were you on drugs? Were you on steroids or anything?
No, I was going really hard. I was big. I got really big really fast. Like, I was doing some crazy shit. I wasn't doing any drugs or anything. But I was going hard.
I think I'm 49 or no, I'm 50. I don't think I'll ever do drugs, any kind of like performance enhancing drugs. But when I see those guys, I want to. I just want to like know what it's like.
Physiques.
I want to know what it's like to be just like, just huge, and then I go get my whole body, all the hair on my body taken off, and just like
absolutely just jacked,
and walk around in a little banana hammock in Venice. Right. I'm probably never gonna have that, but I want it. Do you have any tattoos?
I do. I've got several. I've got probably my most the one that I'm most proud of is the one on my ass.
And what does that one say?
You'll have to see it in person to figure it out. There's only a few people that know what it says. I really do want to get Roy Orbison tattooed on one of my ass cheeks. So,
wow, why is that?
You know, just a hat tip to the water boy.
Wow,
you know, with the coach with the Roy Orbison tattoo. I've always thought that shit's hilarious.
That's from the movie Waterboy.
Yeah. Where he said, my mom, I wanted a tattoo of Roy Orbison on my ass when I was in college. My mom wouldn't let me. He pulled his pants down. He said, "But what mama don't know won't hurt her."
Let me see if I can. Roy Orbison reference in Adam Sandler's.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a scene with Henry Winkler?
Yep. It's Henry Winkler with him on his ass.
Let's see if we can pull this up and not get in trouble.
I've always thought that was one of the funniest scenes in a movie because it's like out of nowhere.
You know, when I was your age, my mother told me not to get a tattoo of Roy Orbison. But what Mama don't know won't hurt her. I trust you make the right decision.
It never gets old. Never gets old.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's one of those scenes in a movie that's like, just out of just left field that you did not see coming. And it is always funny when you watch it.
Hey, is that Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
He's so young.
Yeah.
How old is that movie?
I don't know, probably like early 2000s.
I'm not a movie line guy. I spend a lot of time hanging out with CrossFit athletes and just athletes in general, and they seem to all be movie guys. Like when you're in the locker room, especially the dudes, they're just saying movie lines,
Quote
back
movie
and forth to
quotes.
each other. Yes.
Dude, I'm telling you, CrossFit and the military are almost like one and the same. Like
Yeah.
it's the same dudes, man. Everybody's got the same personality, Of course, you got your few outliers that are just
Right.
weirdos,
Right.
But for the most part, like everybody's just the same dude. Even the chicks are the same dude,
Yeah, they all talk in movie talk. I always feel
Yep.
left out. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that movie 13 times. I don't remember that part.
Right.
I just don't remember movies. Did you really try to get on Jeopardy 3 times?
I did. And them son of a bitches never called me back.
How's that work? What does that mean? That you tried to get on Jeopardy?
So you how it used to work is that like you would apply, right? And they would send you a certain time that you had to do the thing, and you would do the quiz on the computer, and you would have to read the question yourself and then hurry up and answer. And it's like you damn near got to be a speed reader, to do this, and you're monitored the whole time, from what I remember. And I just never got called back. Now that Alex Trebek's not on there, like I have no interest in doing it no more. So
did you not get called on because you weren't able to do it fast enough?
I don't know. Like I feel like I nailed most of the questions, like 'cause I'm pretty good with random trivia. And I watch Jeopardy every day. Absolutely love it. Watched it ever since I was like 8 years old. Love watching it for the interesting. I've always been into interesting facts. And I usually do pretty well at it. So I really think that, like, coming on the show, I feel like that they give you subjects to study, and I feel like I can retain information like that. I really feel like I would do well on that show.
How long have you and your wife been married?
13 years.
Okay, so she met you when she was. You don't know.
I think it's 13.
I'm
going to be in trouble. Thanks, Dick.
She met you in the military?
No, we've known each other since we were little kids.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we went to the same church growing up and everything, and she was like 4 years older than me. So we never dated or anything like that in high school, but once I got out and I was in the military, my mom kind of fixed us up. My mom saw her out one day and they got talking about me, and Mom was like, I'll give you his email address, because this was back in the day. So,
hey, do you remember her in the church, like as a 10-year-old boy, and she was 14 and she was already wearing like a training bra, and you're like, damn, that's a girl.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
100%. Yep.
Wow.
But of course, she didn't want nothing to do with me because, like I said earlier, I was the annoying kid in class, and in youth group and everywhere else.
Crazy. I use the term training bra. I don't even know. That's like something like I probably learned from watching the Brady Bunch or something.
Marsha or Jan.
I had David Taylor on yesterday. He is the gold medalist from the 2021 Tokyo Olympics in wrestling.
Okay.
And I asked him how he met his wife. And when he was 10, he wrestled her in a state tournament.
Did she beat him?
No, he whooped her.
Nice.
In 30 seconds.
Attaboy,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. He said he was terrified that she would whoop him.
Dude, if you would have said yes, I would have called him a pussy right here.
This guy's so not a pussy.
No, I don't.
Oh
I'm pretty
God.
sure I know who you're talking about. He was on Wrestlemania a couple weeks ago, wasn't he?
Oh, maybe.
I think they introduced him out there.
Oh, okay. They call him the Magic Man, David the Magic Man Taylor. Won the gold medal in the 20.
Sounds like a stripper name, man.
It does. It totally does.
Yeah.
It totally
The
does.
Magic
And he's got
Man.
a stripper's body too.
The Magic Man just coming in, just dropping glitter everywhere.
I went to WrestleMania 1.
No way.
Yeah, I mean not live, but I went to it was before it was closed. closed
Right.
caption. So you had to go to a big old auditorium. I went in
Yep.
Richmond, California, just right across the bridge from San Francisco. And there's a big, huge auditorium, and we all packed in there. And then they played it on like a giant screen, like half the size of an IMAX screen. And back then, that was huge.
Well, I went to WrestleMania 34,
Okay.
but I'm more jealous of your experience.
When was WrestleMania 34? Is that in the last 5 years?
2018, 2019. It was in New Orleans. Like it was really cool. It was before they split it up into 2 days. So like we were there for 8 hours of wrestling.
Now WrestleMania is 2 days.
Yeah, they do it over Friday night and Saturday night. Well, we went, which is way better because when we went, like we were there from like 11 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock that night watching matches.
Hey, is it starting to become like a festival? Like, do they have a vendor village and all that shit?
It's wild. Absolutely insane. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I've been to a lot of sporting events. I've been to a World Series game, which I went to this past year. Go Braves. I've never been to a Super Bowl, but I've never seen anything like WrestleMania. It was wild.
I went to a Super Bowl.
Which one?
It was so stupid. You're kind of asking the wrong guy, though. I went to do they have some giant stadium in Dallas?
Yeah, Arlington.
And I think it was the grand opening of that stadium, and they did the Super Bowl there.
Oh yeah.
And they probably had like 7,000 TV sets in there, like all around.
It's wild. That place is insane, bro.
You been in there?
Yes, I went and watched Alabama play in there a couple of years ago, and the that TV is it. You find yourself watching the TV more than you do the field.
Nobody watched the game. Nobody
No.
watched the game. I was sitting like right next to Snoop Dogg and his bouncers and shit. And no one's watching the game. Everyone's watching the TV. You're like, I'm not gonna watch the TV. I'm not gonna watch the TV. Nope, I'm watching the TV.
And you find yourself just watching it, and the game is wild. Like I mean, it's a beautiful screen, but I think it really kind of that screen takes away a little bit from the experience.
And then we had little screens like 90 inches just everywhere too, like near us.
Right. Oh yeah.
And it
They're
was just,
everywhere.
yeah. We showed up at halftime, and we left before fourth quarter started. I couldn't even tell you who was playing in it. I just remember thinking, wow, this is a miserable experience.
You didn't enjoy it.
No, I thought no.
You're not a football guy?
I used to love the 49ers and the Raiders when I was a kid, Jim Plunkett, Joe Montana,
Steve
Ronnie
Young.
Lott, Marcus Allen. I probably watched all their shit for like 5 years, but I realized that I wasn't a football fan because if they didn't go to the Super Bowl, I didn't watch it. I was a team fan, but not a sport fan.
I mean, I feel that. I'm a college football fan, but if Alabama's not in the national championship, I'm going to watch, but I'm not. I could give two shits. I could get up and go to the bathroom during the game, and
Right. Right. Yeah. I felt like most of the people were there at the Super Bowl just to say they went there.
Right. So you live in San Francisco?
I live in Santa Cruz, south of San Francisco.
I know,
Like,
yeah. So I've got some family that lives in Hollister.
oh shit,
Dude, I love
Wow.
that area. Love that area. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's very close to me.
I went to Santa Cruz for my first time back about 4 years ago. Really cool place. I got a bunch of cool pictures from there.
Yeah, great beach town. So like
Mhm.
here it's 8:15 in the morning here. When we get off, I'll immediately just take my kids and either go to the beach or the skate park or go play it's dope.
Nice.
It's a fantastic. But the people aren't the people are broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're broken. Most of them. The vast majority of them are broken, unfortunately.
Oh, I think that's everybody, man. I think that's everywhere, to be honest.
I'm
Everybody's
not broken.
No, well, I mean, for like the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's trapped in this, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 mindset, and everybody works for the weekend. How fucking miserable is that to think about? Like you like the only thing that brings you happiness is the end of your week.
Yeah, like you mean like people who go on cruises?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
Yeah.
Have you?
Once.
Are you going to go again?
No, never. I would never, ever, unless you get so rich and you get a big old yacht and invite me on it. I'm not.
What is your
No
idea
way.
of an ideal vacation?
Anywhere my kids are.
Yeah.
Anywhere, yeah. I'm not a vacation guy. I do no compartmentalizing in my life. It's just one.
I'm a lot like that.
Yeah, it's just one. It's just one, and maybe my shit gets shortchanged a little bit, but yeah, I was on a cruise, and basically for half the people on the cruise, I'd say at least it's just an eating expedition,
Right.
and it's crazy. It's crazy, and kind of the last thing I want to do on vacation is eat.
Right.
I just want to. I kind of maybe just want to stay drunk and then be like mostly naked, a pair of shorts.
Right. That's what I mean. When we were out in Vegas this past week, that was like a little mini vacation. That was the first time that Crystal and I have really went somewhere without the kids in a really, really long time. And like eating was like a side thought. Like we didn't plan anything around eating. We would get all the way through the day, and we're like, we didn't even eat lunch. Like we didn't eat breakfast or lunch. We grabbed coffee and rolled. And I don't know. I think that's the most fun,
I agree. Hey, coffee's great. What a great drug.
I love it. Love it. I can't have enough of it.
You can make money on TikTok?
You can. The money's not good on TikTok.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not. I don't think it's good anywhere on social media. But when you said something a while back, you said my wife, when she saw the money come in, she where does that money come from? Is that from TikTok?
Yeah, some of it's from TikTok, some of it's from Facebook. Facebook pays really well.
They do. So it's you create content. You're basically your own producer, director, studio. It's the Justin Nunley studio. You produce it, and then just like YouTube, and then you put it up there, and they pay you per views.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. I wonder why I should put some shit up on Facebook.
You should. We could talk. We could talk offline, and I'll give you my tutorial on how to do it, because I mean it's simple, but the money's good.
The vast majority of our listeners come off of Apple, iTunes, and Spotify.
Okay.
And not only do I not make money, that costs me money.
Right.
Because I got to host it. All podcast people have to host. I don't think there's any free hosting service for podcasts. So you have to pay. I have to pay to host the audio somewhere, and then, which is kind of crazy, right?
Right.
So no one's. I think no one's really figured out how to monetize podcasts like that. The only way, like, I have a bunch of sponsors who are like crazy supportive of the show, but other than that, yeah, I'd love to pick your brain on that.
Do you think that that's like your biggest? What is your biggest struggle as being a podcast? I'm interviewing now. What is your biggest struggle of being a podcast host?
I just never want to do it.
Okay.
Do you know what I
mean?
And, yeah.
Well, yeah, but once you once you click the button to go, like your money.
Yes. Once you and I start, but like as I walk in the door and I sit down, I'm like, that's why I was tripping when about you getting on stage.
Mm-hmm.
There's this feeling I have that there's this horrible feeling I have right when a podcast starts, every single one, where I want to run away. I literally want to run away.
It's funny.
I want to be like, I'm so sorry, Justin. I can't do it today. Like it's so powerful. It's it's like nauseating. My hands start tingling. My feet start tingling. I can almost make myself do it right now.
But it's something you can't you can't skip out on. So you almost like train your brain to think, well, I got to do it anyway. So I just hope this ends as fast as possible.
No. How I mitigate is I just start telling myself breathe. I hear my wife just be like, "Hey, you need to breathe, dumb shit." She doesn't say dumb shit. I add that part in there. My wife's really loving and nurturing, but I just tell myself, breathe, dude, breathe. You ain't going nowhere, bitch. Breathe.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's terrifying. It's really bad.
Is it anxiety?
It's no one can imagine how bad it is. What? Say it again.
You think it's anxiety?
Crazy anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, crazy anxiety. Huh. I don't want to interact with people.
So you're like really like kind of like reclusive. Like if you could be a recluse, you would.
I love being alone. I love a really tight loop. My life.
Me too.
I need a really tight. Okay, my kids, I'm going to take them to the skate park. Oh shit, there's new parents here. What if they want to talk to me?
Right.
Like,
yeah. Bro, I feel everything you're saying with every fiber of my being.
Yeah, I just want to stay in my little tiny. Okay, now we're at the tennis courts. Now we're here. Now, like, I can't even do this podcast unless my buddy Matt schedules people for me.
Okay, so that's where Matt came in on the whole.
Yeah.
thing. Okay,
That's the reason I do the podcast. One of my friends is like, "Hey, I'll schedule that for you."
nice.
So
Nice.
I was just I saw this post of yours. I saw this post of yours and I was like, wow, I really have to talk to this guy because this is something that I would totally do. Actually, I want to hear this story. This is so awesome.
This always makes me nervous. I'm like, what did he find out? Because you found out about the Kunai. What the hell has he found?
I just love this. This is exactly how I would
Yes.
handle a car accident.
Yes.
I would be so, especially if it was their fault, I would be so fucking nice to them. I would try
Yeah.
to find a way to make it so the more intense and horrible the situation is, the nicer I become.
I'm the same way. I look back, like I'm not gonna lie. When it initially happened, I got aggravated, right? I'm like, this is my brand new truck. I just bought my dream truck, bro. Like I bought a $80,000 truck that is my dream truck that I've always wanted, right? Got all decked out, got the color I wanted. Like, it's beautiful. It's my
stereo,
truck.
the wheels,
2 weeks later.
The foot, what are those things called?
The running boards that automatically
that are just way too expensive, but you're like, fuck it, I'm getting them.
Yeah, no, they come down. When I open the door, I get close to it, they automatically come down, then they retract back up. I mean, like it's I got the full 9, and I'm not bragging about it, but what I'm saying is 2 weeks later I get hit. But I tell you, like, I got aggravated at first. I pulled up into that parking lot, and then I looked back at them, and it was 2 young girls, and they was absolutely terrified, and they was so apologetic, and I was like, I'm not even mad, like, shit happens. Like, this is just shit. In 5 years, it's going to be an old truck. Who gives a shit,
And they're so bummed.
Oh yeah, well, the one in the middle was the one driving. She was bummed. I had to really work to cheer her up. The one on the left there, she was just chilling, happy the whole time.
Did they know who you were?
Not until not at first. They didn't know who I was. Then when the fire department got on scene, and a couple of them knew who I was, and then the sheriff's deputy pulled up, and she was like, "Holy crap, you live here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they looked over at me, and they was like, "Okay, who are you? We got to know now." So, because it was kind of obvious that people recognized me.
And she has a nice car too, and it's totaled. It's
totaled. I felt so bad for her.
Did that go under your truck?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. How's your truck now?
It really, if you walked outside and looked at my truck, I just had it ceramic coated while I was going to Vegas. You can't even tell anything happened to my truck. Like, it didn't put a scratch on the paint or nothing. It just kind of dented my rear bumper in a little bit.
I think everyone in Fort Walton should know who you are now. Is that where you live?
Yeah, that's Ryan. That's my buddy I was telling you that really likes your podcast.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, can you believe this podcast hasn't taken over? Can you fucking believe what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like they had no clue, and it was fun to watch them kind of start to realize, because, and I don't talk about it, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I introduce myself, hey, I'm Justin, I'm a social media influencer or anything. It's just a fun little. It was fun to watch them come to the realization, that people knew me.
I just like it. There's no. I do my absolute best when I step out of the house to not spread any negativity.
Right.
Like, if someone flips me off, I apologize. I try not to, like. I just try, like, out in that world. I just try to be so nice to people.
Here's how I react to people flipping me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, sorry, I don't even know what I did. Sorry. I'm just a moron. Just like, it's cool. I'm a moron.
Yeah.
You don't even waste your middle finger on me.
Right.
I'm, like, beneath you.
Yeah.
Don't.
And I tell you, like, I used to not be like that. Like, I used to,
me neither.
An eye for an eye. You flip me off, I'm going to cuss you out, roll my window down. And if you want to fight, we can fight. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not even worth it. Like, what am I accomplishing at that point?
What's next for you? Where will this go? Are you going to keep doing more stand-up? Sorry, too many questions. Here we go. This is the one I'm going to land on. When you went to Vegas and you did the stand-up, how did you know how to write a stand-up monologue routine? How did you do that?
I didn't. Like I said, I've studied comics from the time I was 12. Now, I will say this, that I have been very blessed and I have learned really quick that the comedian community is a very tight-knit community. And when they bring you into the fold, like you have access to people that you would not dream of. You know what I'm saying? And John Christ has been one of the most awesome, special, like gifts from God, I guess you could say, that you could, that you could imagine. He's a professional comedian. He's on his Clean Cuts tour. He's not paying me to sponsor him right now. But he reached out to me early on and he was like, dude, you're going to be huge. I'm here for it. I can't wait to see it. You're hilarious. And he has turned into a good friend of mine. Like we was texting and everything. So anything that I have a question about, I text him. And I mean, I've got two professional comedians that I can text anytime, him and Leanne Morgan, and ask them anything. And they're there for it. Like they want to help.
That's amazing. And so you really didn't have a shtick ready?
Mm-mm.
That's,
no.
Let me see.
Is this his LA thing?
Is that him?
Yeah.
Can you hear it? I can't tell if the audio's on.
You can hear it a little bit.
He's a good dude.
He is a really good dude. Like John is a great person. Like I've had the chance to meet him in person now and everything, and amazing guy.
So you go up there and you just start with the listen jokes.
Mm-mm.
No.
I forget how I even started out with the with this last one. I don't even remember how I began, but dude, I told the joke about Las Vegas and people lost their shit. I mean, like it was like the biggest pop I've ever had, and it's honestly like a drug, at that point. It's just like, let me get that again real quick.
Yeah, I interview a lot of UFC fighters, and they talk about that, getting in the cage. Hey, yeah. Speaking of which, how did you get into the How did that happen? You got into
Did you see me get knocked out?
No. Oh yeah. That was great. Yeah, that was great. How did you get into the Performance Institute?
Smiling Sam Alvey, awesome,
great,
amazing
He's
guy.
Great.
Like he hung out with me and my wife like all day and all night. Like he was just like he actually did stand up at Wise Guys that night too. It was kind of like a TikTok takeover. All the comedians or wannabe comedians, jump up on stage, and there was like 6 or 7 of us, and we had a blast. Sam is an amazing guy. Here you go. Watch me get laid out. This was the 3rd take, by the way, and he progressively was hitting harder each time because I couldn't get it right. I think he got tired of doing it, and he's like, I'm going to hit him so hard that he's just tired of taking the punches. He finally figures this out.
So that hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that last one stung. Now he was hitting me with grazing punches, but that last one it made my jaw sore for a couple of days.
Wow. And so you're there, your wife films that with her iPhone, then you go back to your hotel room and edit it?
No, I actually edited it on the way back to the hotel. He took us all over the place, like
in your phone.
Yeah.
Using what app?
I use Video Leap.
Okay.
Use Video Leap. He actually, like the whole premise of us coming there is he really wanted to put me and Todd Royce, which is another guy on TikTok. He's a pretty funny guy. He wanted to put us in an ice bath. Now, let me tell you something. Have you ever been in an ice bath?
No. Oh yeah. Once.
Dude, like, so at the UFC training center, I'll put the pictures up later today on my Instagram so you can see. But we're in the ice bath. One of the giant tubs is like 47 degrees or something. Then the other one is like damn near like 80, like it's hot, right? Like a hot tub. And you get in that 47-degree water, it hurts for like a good 3 minutes. And then
like it's so cold it stings.
Yeah, it feels like needles poking you all over the body. But then after 3 minutes goes away, you're just numb, and it's not that bad anymore. And then when you get in the hot water, it's needles all over again. But
wow,
it was a great time.
Did you have that euphoria? The time I did it, I went from a super hot sauna to cold water, and it was like I did mushrooms for like 30 minutes. I could not stop laughing. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It was a good time. It'll wake you up, that's for sure.
Yeah. So he reached out to you and he's like, "Hey, you're in Vegas. Do you want to see the Performance Institute?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'd love to."
He was like, Sam was one of the first like famous people to follow me on TikTok when I got this new account, right? And he reached out to me and he's like, "Dude, I love your page." He's like, "I love it. I'm here for it." And me and him, we became friends, and like it's crazy to think that I'm friends with a professional athlete, and you know, and he's just so nice and like down to earth. And his wife won America's Next Top Model last year. Like, and they're just the most down to earth people. They got 5 kids and another one on the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, just great people, man.
I think at one point he was supposed to come on the show. We have so many feelers out. If people fall through the cracks, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
But
I'll hit him up and I'll tell him, like, bro, you gotta get on the podcast.
Oh, you're a good dude.
Yeah.
You're a good dude. Any issues with your kids in your popularity?
No, they use me for clout, man.
Awesome.
I think the 11-year-old uses me to try to holler at girls, and then the 8-year-old just uses me for friends.
Good. Man, I just love it so much.
My house is the house that everybody wants to spend the night at. Go figure.
Do you have a next stand-up you're doing? Do you know where you're going next?
Well, I'm going to be in Bristol this weekend. I don't think I'm doing any stand-up or anything. I don't know. Bro,
that's home of ESPN, right? Bristol?
No, that's Bristol, Connecticut. I'm going to Bristol, Tennessee for the race.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, and we showed that. That's where you're
Listen. Did you know that if you are in Bristol, Tennessee, as a crow flies, it is a shorter distance to get to Canada than it is Memphis, Tennessee?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
And now I wish I had some big old titties to show.
You do. I'm right there. They're just covered up.
Justin,
I'm a little bit older.
Justin, what's your last name?
Nunley.
Nunley.
Yes, sir.
Justin Nunley. Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on. I had a blast.
Good.
Reach out anytime. I'd love to do it again.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, hit me up anytime. When I do my first podcast, though, you're gonna return that favor.
Yeah. Are you gonna do a podcast?
I've had a lot of people hit me up and wants to do a podcast with me, like some decent sized names, in the podcast world. And I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I would do a good job at it. Everybody's always told me I think you'd kill the podcast game.
I think you would too.
And what's so cool about podcasters is everybody's like, dude, you should do it. Like there's enough spotlight for everybody, like it's not like cutthroat, like anything else. Like everybody's like, man, there's enough for everybody,
It's, I want to show you something real quick. Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
I want to show you something. Here's the thing with it. So I'm not like fooling around. So what I'm I'm in it to be the next Howard Stern and Joe Rogan fucked each other and made a baby. You know what I mean? Like there's nowhere I'm not willing to go in my mind, or no one I'm not willing to interview. I'm in it.
Right.
And it's crazy time consuming, right? So it's 2 hours in the morning with the podcast, and then 2 hours at night doing research, minimum. So that's 4 hours a day, and then the rest of the day I can spend with my kids. So like I just go. You keep saying that you're not bragging, but I'm bragging like blatantly right here. I go hard. So so I have this guy, a huge guy from TikTok on today named Justin Nunley. 4.5 million subscribers. Yesterday I had the Olympian David Taylor on. Then also yesterday I did 4 hours of podcast. I also did a show about the CrossFit quarterfinals. That was a 2-hour live call-in show. Then I do a show every Sunday with a guy who lives in Ukraine and is like in the war, right? Really? Then I do a live call-in show where people can call. Then I did this guy, Trevor Cashy. He is the highest level nutritionist, but it's just every day, dude.
Dude, I tell you though, man, right there, that's what it makes people that's what makes people that get to GOAT status in what they do is hard work. Shit doesn't just happen just because you sit on your ass and hope it happens. It happens because you work your ass off and make it happen.
Right. So I'm almost thinking, and I'm just shooting the shit with you right now. your craft, you're so good at it, and I don't think you should do anything to me personally to like to stay in your loop. Fuck, like it doesn't get better. Like really meeting Taylor Swift isn't going to make your life better. Just stay in your loop, keep making this amazing funny shit, let the world keep coming to you. If it doesn't help your kids, fuck it, don't go. Like if you're not taking your kid to the races, fuck it, don't go. And then just my 2 cents of advice. And then maybe try to piggyback off of someone else who already has a podcast. So you come on their show for like 20 minutes once a week.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, no,
I don't know if you want to open up a whole nother fucking door. I mean, you would be great at it.
Right. Well, I've honestly thought about that because like the more stretched thin that I get, the less creative I get. If I have to answer 1 million emails in a day, like I'm not that funny, Now, if you let me fuck off all day, I'm funny.
Yeah.
But if I have to be serious, like it's not going to happen. So no, you're right. You're 100% right.
This guy, Pablo Luis says, Matt brought me here. Sevan kept me here. Oh, someone says, give thanks to Matt. So Matt Fraser is the 5 times fittest man in the world. He's a CrossFit Games athlete, and he had like 2 million followers on Instagram. And he did a show with me, a podcast with me, and we did like 20 episodes. And then he just stopped. And I think, I don't know for sure why he stopped, but I think he stopped because of this thing.
What's that?
Because of my mouth.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I think he's like, I can't, you know what I mean? He's getting too squirrely.
Dude,
he doesn't want to get canceled. He don't want to get canceled. And I don't blame him. I'm not hating on him.
Sure. Fuck, I'm telling you, I've been canceled before. I don't give a shit. Like all these people want is the platform that you built anyways. If you don't respond to them and you don't answer them, you can't get canceled, man. Where people make mistakes is they go on apology tours, man. If you said what you said and you're not scared that you said it, or don't apologize for a joke. If your intent was not to hurt somebody, don't apologize for the shit.
And why do you say that? I agree with you, but why do you say that? What's the logic? Why not apologize?
Because like these people, most of the people that come at you all the time are people that don't have the creative ability or the know-how to build a platform that you built. So they keep nagging and coming at you and coming at you and coming at you until you finally crack and you respond to them. Now you have given them your platform that you built. Right. Once you give that one person your platform, you're going to have to give it to everybody else. So I don't respond to shit. I don't answer nothing. If you got something negative to say, I'm either going to ignore you, block you, or delete your comment because I really don't care. But I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to answer you because I'm not giving you my platform that I built.
I think when you say sorry, you're also letting the world know that you agree with that person, that what you said is offensive, even if it's not offensive. So then you're reinstilling, you're part of the systemic root of whatever is causing the problem. And that's the part that people don't understand, that psychological part. Uh-oh, my wife just texted me.
You're in trouble. So much trouble.
Be careful not to badmouth someone.
Who is it? I'll badmouth them.
Yesterday during the show, my wife said, "Oh, I had a dream that we were looking for a place to have sex." It's like, that's not a dream. That's reality. But then now she's telling me to be careful I don't badmouth. I don't think I was badmouthing someone. Was I badmouthing someone on this show?
I didn't think so. Oh, I think she might be talking about the Olympic gold medalist guy, the strongest guy, world's strongest guy. She might be talking about him.
Oh, Matt Fraser?
Yeah, but I didn't think you said anything bad about him.
No, I'm not bad. No, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that he did the show with me. I love
that's
that.
How I took it.
Thank you. Salam alaikum, or whatever they say over there. Okay, Justin, thank you.
It was great being on here. Seriously, hit me up anytime. I had a good time.
Okay, cool. If there's ever anything I can do for you, anything you ever want to promote, anything you ever want to try out, anyone you want to recommend to that I can piggyback and climb on their back to make my podcast bigger, send them my way.
You got it, my man. You got my phone number. Hit me up for anything.
Yep, you're a good dude.